Hi everybody, Jessie here. Tonight we are going to be coloring Daphne. This is from We Stamps by Whimsy. She is a digital printout image. I've printed her at 8.25 centimeters tall, and that's the size she comes out at. I've just cut it down with scissors. It's crooked. You can pick her up as a digital stamp over at the We Stamps website, or you can get her as a rubber stamp, I do believe, still through Whimsy. Hi Martha, how are you? I'm just starting right into it so that I can get it done because I'm very, very rusty. And I haven't done this in a long, long time. And for anybody watching on YouTube, if you hear me talking to anybody, I'm live streaming on Ustream, so there are people in the chat room. And if you would like to pop over, I'm going to be streaming every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Saskatchewan time. We don't have time zone changes. I think they say we stay on Central Standard Time all year round. But I'll be here at this time every night, and I'll have the link down below, or every Tuesday night, and the link will be down below. And if this is really, really rough, I really, really apologize. So we're going to color with Copics tonight, and I'm going to go, oh, wrong end of the marker. I'm going to go in and just do a wash over all of her skin. I was painting with oils earlier, sorry. Over all of her skin with my E000. Thank you so much. I really enjoy making cards. I've been doing more coloring than card making, though. I really need to, that's part of why I started streaming again, is I need to quit just coloring, and I need to come downstairs and turn them into cards a little more often. And then our darkest color is going to be E04. And I'm going to have my light source coming kind of from this direction. I don't follow that to a T ever, but it's kind of a starting point for me. So I'm just putting in all of my darkest shadows. You'll find that I turn my image a lot when coloring. That's just how I color, and there's nothing I can change about that, so. It's alright. Oh. I'm going to bring back my E000, and I forgot to color in her neck here, so. My slips, see, that's a little bigger than I wanted it to be, but we'll blend it out with our lighter colors. If I get out of screen at all, Martha, just yell at me. Okay, and then we'll use our E13. And I'm really not going to extend them much. I'm just going to go over it just to tone back the pinky color that I get with that marker. So I'm basically just going right over top of it. Hey, how are you? E11, and now I'm going to start pulling my shadows out a little more. And I'll add one on the other side, because as much as the light might be coming from one direction, you still get a completely shadow, still get a shadow on both sides of the hair when it's lifted off of the face. My voice is funny. I think I'm catching a cold. Not cool. That's good. And then E21. And I don't worry about going over the eyes. I have a white gel pen, so the little white dot that she puts in her eyes, I can add back in after with my gel pen. E00. And then my E000 again. Don't forget about their ears and stuff. I always have a horrible habit of forgetting the little parts and having to go back and doing them again after. Hi, Linda! So I'm going to take my white gel pen. So I use a Uniball Signo Broad white pen. I also have, there's other ones you can use that are good too. I have a Jelly Roll one. Oh, that's a glittered one. I have a Jelly Roll white one somewhere too, but I don't know where it is right now. I also have, this is the Copic opaque white. So it gets kind of crusty and like, it's super thick and weird. Me and Zoe from Make It Crafty had a conversation about this when she was on Periscope the other day. But it's like thick and yucky and not nice, but I don't know. I don't know what I do wrong. Anyway. So I take this and I'll use it on my, you can see where I used it earlier. I do it on my skin first just to make sure I can get it moving. A lot of the time the heat from your skin will help you get the ink flowing. And then I just kind of dab it. I don't want to draw around a whole lot because I don't want to make the dot huge or turn it into a line. And that just brings the white back into the eyes. And for her hair, let's do, sorry, my markers are beside me and I just have to pull them out. We'll start with E51. When I do hair, I go the other way around. I work from my lightest to my darkest, just so that I don't lose my strand strokes in my hair. So when I do my lightest color, I'm not too particular about it because I'm just kind of laying it for the base. And I'm sorry if my hand gets in the light, you guys. I have to get some, whoops, movement of the camera. Jessie, don't touch that. Okay. Like I said, it's been a very long time since I've done this, so if the stream is really bad, I won't put it on YouTube. Okay, I have. Oh, thanks, Linda. So when you do hair, you don't have to be as imperative. Like Caleb. Caleb's in bed. You don't have to be as fast with your markers. Like, you can even stop and go make supper and come back and do whatever when you're doing your hair, because you're not trying to get, unless you want the smooth blend, you're normally not after it. So it's fine if, like, you do part and leave it and then come back later. Whoops, that was not hair. That was most definitely the headband right there. No, Caleb goes to bed at 7:30, so that's why I'm streaming at 8. Although I forgot how long it takes me to get my camera set up. What in the world? Sorry. So, I don't know, we'll do Copics this week. Maybe next week I'll bring down my Inktense pencils or pencil crayons. And we can do some with them too one night, if anybody's interested in seeing that. I know lots of people like watching the Copics, but I color with all sorts of stuff. I don't know. I just like pigment. I need a drink of water. Okay, so E43 is going to be our second lightest color. I'm jumping to a different color family because I want the E40s are more of a grayish brown. But I like using the E51 as my base to brighten up the underneath. I know it sounds really weird. It's just a personal preference. So we're going to go in and pull it down from all of our roots. So this is our second lightest color. So this is still going to come out fairly far. And when you first put it on, when it's just against that E50, it looks almost green in person. It'll go away, I promise. If you follow my blog or anything, or I use this hair color combo quite a bit. I really enjoy it. Although winter's here, I've been doing more and more blondes. Why I do blonde in winter, I'm not sure. And if you find that you can't make your strokes go both directions, if you can't go down and then come up like this and still get the point you want, turn your image over. If you prefer to pull down, or turn it over the other way if you prefer to flick away from you. Keep my big hands out of the way. I think I'm going to have to set this up and film from a bit of an angle next time. Not a big deal. E44 will be our next darkest color. Then as you get darker, all I do is just make sure I don't go quite out as far with each color. So, I'll turn this over. I don't know, Martha, somebody else could be streaming too. I didn't really check the schedules for anybody. I just picked a time that I knew worked for me. I'm busy with Caleb almost every other day of the week, so. So we're just slowly building up our depth in the hair. And if you don't have all the Copics, maybe that's what I'll do next week. If you don't have like a pile of Copic markers, or you just want to invest in just like some base colors, you can do like Dee Dee does with her cheap markers she uses with the base coat, and then come in with your pencil crayons over top of them. You can use cheap ones, you can use Copics, you can use whatever you have, right? I mean, I'm partial to my Copics. I love them. I color with them more than anything else, probably because I've invested a fortune in them and I'm faster with them than with any other medium. At least when I'm sitting on the couch. When I'm standing down here, it takes me a little longer. I think I have to sneeze. Sorry. Not a lot of the time I would come in with my E49 yet, but I think I kind of like that, just like that. So then we have pick colors for her dress. What should I dress her in? Let's do... Okay, so I'm going to start with V95. And we're just going to run a shadow under her, oh, I should turn her, under her, the bottom edge of her headband here, and then in this back corner, because again, our light source is over here. Which also means all of our flowers cast shadows as well. And then down here, we'll do the main part of our dress. So the inside of this, under here, that piece. So we're just going in, and all we're doing is marking in where all of our shadows are going to be. So here you kind of have to decide which way you want your plate to be. So the plate isn't going to be on the pocket, it's probably going to be on the other side. Nice, Linda. So when I do this, I will come down here and just follow this line. And when I get to the bottom here, I'm going to make it a little wider at the base and skinnier as it goes up. And this side of the flower, I'll cast a little bit of a shadow. We'll go with that to start. Oh, we should do every other band on her socks. So we'll do that one, and that one, and this one. I really dislike when that happens. There's a different number of bands on each sock. Drives me kind of crazy. But that's okay. And we'll bring it in V93. And we'll just follow back over top of all of our shadows, pulling them out a little bit further. I forgot about her socks. Nice, Linda. And then V91. Is our lightest color. So when we do our lightest color, we'll just come in and I'll just fill in the rest right now. I get asked all the time if I push hard on my markers, and I don't. I don't put a lot of pressure on at all. It doesn't take much to lay down the color. We're not burnishing anything. We just want the ink on the paper. Okay. Hi. Now when I come back to do my second coat, this is when people tell me stuff gets scary. Because I'm going to start with V99. This color's almost black. Almost black. So when I come in, I'm just going to add the slightest little bit of it along our shadowed lines, just to deepen them up quite a bit. And with the paper already being wet, I find it'll blend out better, and then I don't have to fight with the tip-to-tip technique. Which, I mean, it's whatever you prefer because it's no faster. Okay, in here you're definitely going to have the darker shadow, and it's going to be more prominent because that's the inside of the sleeve. Hi everybody! Along the bottom and where we have a cast shadow and up at the shoulder. Then here with our, right, we're coming this way. So of course the bottom side of the sleeve is because it's rounded. And I'm just going to put a little line in there, but the cast shadow down underneath is going to be a little bit thicker. And in there is going to be dark. And then back to our pleat at the back here. I'm just going to follow that up. And that. And then there's a cast shadow here again, around her shoulder, and the crook of her elbow. Everyone's waking up. And then just down the back, just a little bit. And up here. Okay. And then V95 again. And we're just going to repeat the same process, blending it all out. So I'll go through the 3 lighter colors again. Oh, I didn't put any in there, and I should have. So with the V99, I just want to add a little bit of it in here. Or that piece of the dress is just going to look too pale. Cat's jumping around upstairs. Oh, and I forgot our socks at the bottom. So again, this is the V95 or V99. And then 95 to blend it out. V93. And V91. Oh, and I always forget about the socks, so I'm just going to do the V91. It'll blend it out enough for me because there's such a little area. And there's the purple in. Do I have my zero marker down here? Maybe not. Yes, I do. So what I'm going to do is there's a few spots, if you look closely, like in her sleeve, a little bit of the purple run in. There's a few different areas where it's a little messy. So I'm just going to take my zero marker and I'm just going to, what I do is I push that color to the edge. It doesn't actually erase and it doesn't blend, but it does move the color. So you can push it. See, like I can push that around and it'll push it through the bottom of the paper. All right. So now I want oops. Don't throw markers around. I'm going to take Y26 and I'm just going to do the very darkest parts of the flower. And we're not going to use a lot of this at all because it's mustard yellow and it is very much a mustard yellow. I don't even know if you guys on watching can even see where the color is going because I'm putting just a little tiny bit of it. In this piece. Okay, and then we're going to go in with Y13 to brighten it up a lot. We may even need a darker color on our second coat. Y23. Wrong end. Y21. Y11. Okay, and then I want Y19. Hold on. Then I can take my 0 and just go in there a little bit. And it's just going to move some of the color around and give me a little bit brighter highlights. Actually, YR24. Y17. Y15. $13. And 11. Bye. Thanks for coming. Okay, I want to pull those purples back out. I was going to add another color in here, but I think I'm just going to keep it with a very simple color palette. And I missed a piece of hair. Let me fix that real quick. E51. $43. And 44. Then I'm just going to use my lighter colors on my wings. So here I'm going to start with, this is 93, and it's going to go there and on the bottom. And then V91. So I'm using the same purples that I used in the dress and everywhere else, but I'm not using 3 colors, I'm just using 2. And all I'll do is put 2 coats of the darker color in where the biggest shadows are supposed to be. Because with Copics, when you layer them up, they do get darker. And then I'll come back in with my 0 and push some of it back, just to lighten it up even more. And then we'll do the same with Y13 and Y11 in the center part of the wing. And again with our 0. Now the stem on her flower has to be green. I want to keep it very light. This way. Oops. So I'm going to start with YG95. Then we'll use YG63. YG11. And then I go over that all with Y11. Okay, and our flowers, we're going to go around the center of them with YR24. And then I want Y15. Lanois 11. Sorry about that. Okay, and then I'm going to pull back our greens for our spots. And our vines, or swirly bits, or whatever they're supposed to be. One here. Oh, I missed one here. That's right. And she's finished. And there you go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Anybody have any questions before I stop the recording? Alright, so I'm going to say goodnight. I'm going to stop the recording and I will upload it to YouTube in just a minute.